What's good, beauty queens, kings, and monarchs? It's none other than the hottest hot mess you know, your girl Trixie Morella. Today I'm going to be talking about the state of the world, which is hectic as fuck. It's very stressful. It's very high anxiety times right now. It's been pretty stressful for me, and I've been doing my best to come to terms with what's going on. So I'm gonna tell you my thoughts on what's going on with the protests that have been happening and just the overall issue behind the protests and what my resolve is, pretty much. So, with the issue behind the protests, it's a huge issue. Racism, colorism, anti-blackness. It's literally the way the world works is that the lighter your skin is, the more privileged you are. The darker it is, the harder life's gonna be. Period. And that's in other cultures too. And that's all because of white racism. It runs so deep and so far back, and it's 2020. So my thing is that I'm just tired of it, you know? Everything runs so deep, and I don't know how many people realize it. I think people are just maybe saying Black Lives Matter, like, let's spread awareness and tell people that Black Lives Matter because it's true, and we have to show them that Black people are good people who don't deserve to be killed. And it's like, do we really? Do we really have to show them that? Because that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. That doesn't seem like something that you would have to show a person at all in general, but hey, let's say you did. Let's say a person didn't know that. You think they would have gotten the gist after hundreds of years of us protesting and going through the streets saying the same things, chanting different names? I went to a protest, and I went to protest peacefully, but also be around if shit got rowdy. I wanted shit to get rowdy because I feel like things should get rowdy. And I'll explain why in a bit. But I went there to protest peacefully. I was marching, I was chanting with the crowd, certain chants. I didn't do chants like fuck Trump because that's just putting negative energy towards Trump, and I don't want to put any energy towards him. He doesn't need to be a part of what I'm focused on right now, especially at that protest. They chanted the most recent, not even the most recent victims, the most recent, I guess, popular victims. Whoa, the way that sounds so horrible, but it's like true. These are just the two that the most people know about right now, but since they have both died, more young Black people have died. There's more names being added to the list as we speak. Okay, so at the protest, I walked for 8 hours. And my body right now is in pain. At the end of the protest, at the end of the night, I had to pee so bad. This sounds maybe weird, but like it happened. So I'm gonna share it. I had to pee so bad after walking for 8 hours without a break. There was no break, there was nowhere to go. And I tried going inside of stores that said they were 24 hours and they were closed. We passed by a parking garage that was 24 hours, and I saw two of the men that worked there standing outside of it watching the protest with their arms crossed like this. And I walked up to them and I said, "Hello, I've been protesting all day. I really need to use a restroom. Is there anyone in this whole building that I can use?" And they said, "No, we don't have one." I'm not gonna talk about them. I mean, like, whatever. I was frantic AF. I was by myself at this point. I did go to the protest with friends, but they had to go home due to things. But I was by myself at this point. I didn't want to go off to another street by myself to go pee because it was dangerous. There were angry people about, there were cops about, there were, like it was dark. I was by myself. I'm in pain already. From walking all day, like I probably would be able to run away, but heck, but I eventually did find a subway and found the subway. Long story short, peed in the subway, got in the subway home, and now I have strained a ligament in the back of my knee. I can hardly get in and out of my bed. I have a lofted bed, so I have to climb a ladder to get in and out of it. And that's really hard. And the pain literally just reminds me that I spent all day walking and shouting at people, telling them that I'm a human being and I deserve to exist without being ignored or underestimated or neglected or killed? Are you kidding me? And I'm the one sitting here in physical and emotional pain? I left out this one bit of my story about the protest that is a little important and just adds to my point. The same time that, and this is also kind of a look at God kind of moment, because I was so anxious and so upset to the fact that I was crying that I had to pee so bad at the end of the night and that I was in so much pain. And the Ubers and the Lyfts weren't working. There was no way to get a cab home. A lot of the entrances to the subways were closed off or had a lot of police around. But the one that I found just happened to be like the perfect one. It just happened to be there. I just saw it. I just went inside of it. There were police like across the street, but they weren't like at that specific entrance, and they weren't downstairs either. So I got to hop the turnstile because I'm not paying. But the thing is, I was so anxious about the fact that I had to pee and I had nowhere to go to pee and that I had to pee in public, pretty much. That was anxiety inducing for me. And it made me cry. I'm not going to lie. Just not just that, but everything behind it. Like, just
the fact that I went out there and the reason that I went out there and then the place that I was in now. Like, now I'm in this place after all this. At that same time that was happening, that I was going pee in the subway and being mad about it, my alternative route, if I didn't find that subway, my alternative route was to walk across the Brooklyn Bridge to get home, because I live in Brooklyn and I was in Manhattan. The people that were walking across the Brooklyn Bridge at that time got tear gassed and shot with rubber bullets. They want to kill us. It doesn't matter if we are protesting peacefully. They want to kill us. So, we need to demand that they not. Like, I'm not asking anymore. The fact that I would have to ask is ridiculous. I'm not asking anymore. Period.
I just don't see how it makes sense. And this is why I went to riot. This is why I want to riot. To bring it back. I don't think it makes sense for Black people to have to go out and traumatize themselves. Racism is the most triggering thing. Microaggressions, like seeing the things that we see on TV, seeing the things we see on social media, and then right now, specifically since it's a hot topic, it's like so triggering and traumatizing to see in such a big volume. And it's like, why should we actively go out, put ourselves in physical and emotional danger and pain to plead with these people and show them that we can be good people, we can behave, we cannot be violent, when it doesn't matter. We're people. Everybody has right to a fair trial. Everybody has right to be read their rights and know what they're being arrested for and to not be killed. Hello, we're people. It doesn't matter. We don't have to show you that we can be good monkeys and we can follow the rules. So my
rules
solution,
that actively
honestly,
work towards our detriment.
They don't need to hear us shouting at them, telling them that our lives matter, because they already have heard us. They've been hearing us. They know, they understand our sentiments. However, they disagree. So we're not gonna get them to care by trying to plead with them. We have to get them to care by fucking with the shit that they do care about, which is money and power. We need to take that away from them, because the people have the power. We have the power. They don't. They want to show us that they have the power by being violent, by killing us. They call us the violent ones, but they are the ones who start these protests. And they put out the propaganda and show these cops kneeling with us and hugging us, and saying they understand, and then an hour later they go and tear gas and shoot rubber bullets, because they don't care about us. They want their power. They want to keep us in check. They want us to keep staying in line. But no, we just need to get rid of the line. We need to burn the government buildings, break them down, tear them down, burn the corporations, tear them down, steal the stuff out of it first. Don't steal it. It's not stealing, is it, right? Because they're the biggest thieves of all. They're billionaires. You don't become a billionaire unless you steal from your employees, unless you exploit your employees' time and steal from their paychecks. Like, you're taking what's yours. That's yours. Whatever you want there, that's yours. Black people, that shit's yours. Our history with white people, with the government, the whole reason why we're here now. We're not going anywhere. You brought us here. We're not going anywhere. But we're gonna take what's ours. I'm just saying I'm down. If we're all in this together, I'm in it. I'm in it. Like all for one, one for all type vibes. And yeah, if you're down, I'm down. Let's start a riot. Let's do it. Fuck 12. Eat the rich. Let's occupy the White House. Let's talk to Trump. Let's start an anarchy. Let's start over. We have to do something new. Let's do it.